Me and my Taiwanese wife, of course, we have a lot of differences. One big difference is that she doesn't deal good with the cold weather that Sweden sometimes has. And she says it's impossible in June, it can be hot in Sweden, I refuse to go. So I went here a little bit before, actually 1 month before. And the main reason was because my niece got baptized and I really wanted to be a part of that.
Frida, det är ditt vackra namn.
And something really unexpected, for me really unexpected, happened. When I live in Taiwan, I actually start to swim a lot, and one reason is because I start with freediving, so I do a lot of freediving in Taiwan. I really love it, it's one of my favorite things to do in Taiwan. So now when I came back to Sweden, I thought, why not? I can try to sign up for a swimming competition. It's for fun, you know. So there's a pretty good, like you swim in a lake here in my hometown. It's like a little pier that goes out in the water, then you need to swim around it 2 times and then you go to the goal. So I thought that would be really interesting.
Bra jobbat Jonas, 20 minuter ligger du på.
I didn't win, I'm not that good, but I become number 6. So I felt really proud of myself. Like, wow, I become a really good swimmer. I can become number 6 in a competition. When me and Charlie met, actually, she just came visit to Stockholm, and we met through a page called Couchsurfing, and we met up in Stockholm, and directly we fall in love. No, it wasn't so easy, but at least we had a pretty nice day together, and we changed contact, stay in touch like that. But then she moved back to Germany, where she was staying at the moment, because she was getting a job in Germany. I remember the first time she came to Sweden to visit me, I thought she was a scam, because she called me from the airport and said like, oh, I missed my flight, can you give me your bank card number to make me buy a new flight? I thought, oh my god, I'm getting royally scammed. So I said, I can book you a new flight for the next day, but I cannot give you my bank number. We just met, you know, I don't want you to scam me like this. But then in the end, someone actually bought the ticket for her, so she came to visit me in Sweden, and much later I found out it was her ex-boyfriend. So I felt very grateful that he can, you know, step in. When I thought she was scamming me, he can step in. So she came to visit me in Gothenburg, and yeah, basically we fell in love, and still we had a long distance relationship because she lived in Germany at that time and I live in Sweden, of course. So we always, you know, talk, and we always have like, oh, when are we gonna meet the next time? We always have like the date of when we were gonna meet. And I remember at that time it was really painful to be in a long distance relationship because we were newly in love, and I remember at that time we were talking every day on the phone, and I was thinking that she was so interesting. The interesting thing about Charlie when we met, I think it was that I had never any idea what she was going to talk about. Like my previous girlfriends or girl I dated, like after a while I feel a little bit like bored. It's always the same. Like maybe they are super kind and super good, but like I get bored very easily. I think because I'm like I'm a dramatic person. So, but at least when she was talking, I always feel like I can never know what she was gonna say next. So it was really interesting. And I think if I should give like any kind of advice, I think it's really good to have like a time of when you are going to meet the next time, because we always say like, oh, we're gonna meet in October, after this like, oh, we're gonna meet in December, you know, we already have like the next step. So in some way we survived the long distance relationship, and she moved in together with me in Sweden, and it was a really a great time, except she was very lazily laying on the sofa every day, and I don't know, I was so Swedish at that time. I remember every day at 7, even she don't have a job at that time, at 7, I wake her up and I told her like, oh Charlie, you need to wake up, you need to, you know, maybe you don't have a job, but you need to get your day going. And we had breakfast, and she's really not a morning person, you know, I'm a morning person, she is not. So she would be so angry with me in the morning, and then I would drag her to the gym and she would like go to the gym with some old ladies just exercising, and then I would put her in language school to learn Swedish. Like I really want to, you know, push her to become Swedish. And I had a friend who had a dog, I remember this, and she needed someone to walk the dog, and I told Charlie like, oh, you can make a little money, you can walk this dog, you know, it's good for you. And she was like, what the fuck, I moved to Sweden, why the fuck I should walk a dog? I don't want to walk a dog. So yeah, I don't know, I think the way I treat her in the beginning, I really push her too hard to do a lot of different things. But one thing I'm very grateful that I push her to do, and this is that I push her to do a YouTube video. I push her to start doing YouTube, because at that time I was already a YouTuber, you know, and my YouTube channel really sucks because I was doing music at that time. I really pushed myself to do a music channel, and I made videos every month, and there was no one watching. I had 40 followers at that time for my old music channel, but at least I know that if you have a YouTube channel you can get some money. And then she made a YouTube video that has like her notebook collection, so she was showing off her notebooks, and I thought this video is really stupid, but it did really well, and she got a lot of followers, and she became famous, and very quickly within 1 year she even made more money than I was as an engineer in Sweden, so that was really successful. But then eventually her visa ran out, so she had to go back to Taiwan, and we had long distance relationship again, and we start to try to find what to do in the future. And luckily I realized I can get a scholarship to study Chinese. I went there, and then we had our whole life. All this has been documented so much on YouTube, and now I am back in Sweden and we have long distance relationship again. But I think now, because we are of course deeply in love, but we are not so newly in love as we are at that time, so I feel this week is kind of nice. Hope Charlie doesn't watch this video. I feel it's really kind of relaxing because I can totally do what I want, and I can just go to swim in the lake, and I really like this kind of bullshit countryside life when you wake up and you get some water in the river here and you make your own coffee from the water. If there's one word to describe my life in Taiwan, I would say convenient, because everything is so convenient. All my friends are there in Taipei, and you just need to push the little button and then you get a coffee from your Nespresso machine. And if you want the AC, you just push another button. Here, if you want AC, it is impossible. I can make a fire here, but I have not made a single fire since I came back here. It's really too hot. And I wish there was AC, especially when I visit my grandma. She say like, "Oh, it's getting so hot, it's okay for me, but I'm thinking about those old people, how can they deal with the heat?" I'm telling her like, "Grandma, you're almost 90 now, you are one of those old people who are gonna be worried about when it's become so." Very few places in Sweden have AC. My father's job has AC, so he goes to the job every day. He's really happy, he cannot stay home anymore. It's too darn hot for all of us. Even this time I don't have a car. My father just dropped me off. He knows I like to be here, so he just dropped me off here. The closest store I have to walk for 1 hour. If I go to the toilet, it's just a little house here where you shit. It's no like running water, anything like this. I have to get water in the well or the river. It's like super inconvenient life, but it really makes you reflect on your time. It really makes you think about what you want to do with your life. Me and Charlie still, we talk on the phone 1 hour every evening, and I feel that the lifestyle is so hugely different in Taiwan. Of course Taiwan is good for making career, making job, these kind of things, but I feel every day we are talking, she is so stressed, and she started to get a lot of health problems this year, I think, especially after COVID. And every day new things like making her stressed with the job and everything, and she has to be pretty, all these kind of things. And I really try to tell her that you need to hurry up now and come to Sweden, because I can hear you are putting too much strain on yourself and too much pressure on yourself. Exactly the same thing as I do it when I'm in Taiwan. It's so funny because I was sitting on the side of the river. I thought, oh, this is really beautiful, I can sit here and shoot my clip. But then the light changed, so that was not good anymore, so I had to move down. Now I'm sitting like inside, I'm sitting inside the river. Here is the river with all of the water, so I am like I'm sitting on the only stone that's keeping my ass wet. Like I'm one stone away from falling into the river. I can drip the water on myself directly from the river. I hope that we don't have flash flood in Sweden like you guys do in Taiwan. I think our rivers are slightly more safe. This fits really good. The Swedish summer is so hot this year. I will drink a lot of beer and eat a lot of ice cream so I can survive. I think that the most important thing about long distance relationship is of course communication, and I think it really changed when we are apart, because in Taiwan during the day, I do some stuff, but I don't really tell Charlie during the day, and then in the evening we meet and like I tell her what's been going on. But here in Sweden, because I carry her with me in the thought, but we are not gonna meet in the end of the day, so when I see like a cute cat, I take a video of the cat and I send it to her and do a lot of these kind of things. And I think also like I really think that life together with my wife is much more fun, because yesterday I went to a concert, and in this concert a lot of people are like dancing around in a big ring, and it looks really a lot of fun, but I was a little bit tired, so I felt like, oh, I don't want to really go there. But I know if Charlie was here, you know, we would drag it. Still, maybe it would be me dragging up her, but I would be thinking like, oh, we need to, you know, we need to experience our life when we are here. So I would like drag her up, and we would go there, and we would like run around in a circle. And yeah, so I really miss her in this way, and I think also that the communication and the trust is quite really big difference now that we've been together for so long. Because in the beginning, you know, when we have long distance relationship, I remember I was quite jealous when she go out to party. I don't know if she's gonna meet some other guys, all that kind of things. But then after a long time, I think trust you can really only make with time. You know, I don't know how to, you know, build trust with another person. You just need to stay together and see how the other person is behaving. But she did something that was really like touching, and after she do this, I know that I can really trust her super strongly, and I don't really want to share exactly what this is, because I think, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I share 95% of my life already here with you guys on this camera, but those little 5% still must be between me and my wife. You know, maybe in the future I will not be YouTuber anymore. Then I need to have little bit privacy back. Is really interesting, and I think like trust is really important. But you know, you can only say this, trust is important, but how do you really build trust with another person? I don't know really. And I want to say also, between me and Charlie, you know, we had long distance relationship for about half a year before we moved in together, and also when Charlie went to Taiwan and I'm still in Sweden, we have about 5 or 6 months, and now we have 1 month. So of course this is not really long, because I know some couples during COVID, for 2 years they cannot see each other, and you know, in those 2 years, if you still manage to stay together, you must build like super duper strong relationship. Because I think for me and Charlie, after those 5 months, you know, I feel that it's like our limit. We cannot have a long distance relationship anymore. We need to be together and build on our future. So I know of course some people have a lot tougher. I am not sure if me and Charlie would have survived those 2 years of COVID. Luckily I was already in Taiwan, already married, we can already been together, so I think that's really good. Now there's stuff is floating on this river, is floating on me. I feel this is like Xiaofei video. I should bring the camera and walk around in this river. Yeah, I just wanted to do a little talking video here from my well of wisdom, and I hope that you guys like this video. I hope you guys like my Swedish videos. I really enjoy to make the videos in Sweden. It's a lot of fun. It's very interesting for me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, please subscribe, please leave a comment down there. Thank you so much for watching. See you all next time. Bye bye.